Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this series of videos, we are working on various labs that are designed to help you pass the AZ900 Microsoft Azure Fundamentals certification. And we have already completed the previous 18 labs that are specifically developed and available from the Microsoft Learning GitHub link. And I'll give you this link, and I'll also give you the link to my account to this page where you will have access to all other links to all of the YouTube videos where we have performed all of the labs hands-on. So in this video, we're going to work on how to use the Azure Pricing Calculator uh, in this lab. You do not need any Azure subscription for this one. This is a tool that is available to everyone. As long as you have internet connection, you will be able to get to that one. The main thing I would say, you have to understand the difference between the pricing calculator and the Azure TCO, what is the total cost of ownership. And the questions you might get would be the difference between these two product these two offerings and when to use those. Okay, so let's just get started with this lab. Hopefully you have good understanding with this particular feature. So let's come back over here. So in this walkthrough, we're going to use this Azure Pricing Calculator, and we're going to generate a cost estimate for an Azure virtual machine and related work resources. So first of all, just think that this is we are going to look for one particular machine, not hundreds. So this is what our initial goal. So the task, configure the pricing calculator. So this is an online tool, okay, and in this task we're going to estimate the cost of a sample infrastructure by using the pricing calculator. So again, it's a one-time cost. It's not going to give you the cost over the years and cost savings, whether how much you are spending on prem versus how much will be your cost savings if you move to the cloud. It's not going to give you all of that. So let's look at how that looks. So let's just click on that one, open it up. There's your pricing calculator. That's a good resource if your company is planning to move to the cloud. I would recommend just to save this page, keep the link handy, or at least remember this tool, pricing calculator, so you can quickly get to the tool by doing a web search. So now if you just look at the tool, you have the calculator over here and it's giving you some numbers down there. Configure and estimate the cost for Azure products. Okay, so here what you'll do, whatever you need, you're just gonna select, and it's supporting virtual machines, storage accounts, SQL databases, app service, Cosmos DB, Kubernetes services, functions, Azure cognitive services, Azure cost management and billing. So if you don't see the particular thing that you're interested in here, you will just have to click on these item, and it will give you more detailed services where you can estimate the pricing. Now this is under the feature. So now come back to the lab. So here we really want to work on the virtual machines. Okay, so for us it's a little bit simpler. So this, so we're gonna just click on the virtual machine. Okay, and here our virtual machine is now added. Okay, do you see that? Let's come back over here, um, and then replace your estimate and virtual machine text with more descriptive name for the Azure pricing calculator estimate and your VM configuration. Okay, so go back to the page, and here is your virtual machine. So you can change the name over here to something that that's more specific, say lab Azure calculator VM, something like that that we are using. And if you look over here, now you have options to look region, operating system, type of OS, what tier that you want to deploy, what is the instance that you want to use. And if you look at it, different instance, they will have different costs per hour. Some of them are pretty expensive, right? Here is a $6, almost seven, and there are others which are here $11. So more high power, more powerful CPU, they will definitely cost cost you more, and then there will be others where it's much cheaper. Like this is 40 cents, this is 20 cents, 10 cents almost. So based on this, you got to come up with your own requirement and choose. So that will estimate the cost for you. Let's come back. So over here, what they're saying, modify your default VM configuration. Just use North Europe, Windows, and OS. So let's try that one. So East US, if you just gonna go to North Europe. So where is our North Europe? North Europe, okay. And then Windows OS, that's matching. So we're gonna change that. For the tier, they're asking us to use A2, 2 cores, 3.5 gigs RAM. So let's just come back over here, and A2 2 cores, 3.5 gigs of RAM. So that's the one that I'm gonna choose. Okay, and it's also telling over here that it's only 18 cents an hour. Okay, that's what it's gonna cost me. And so we have configured exactly the way we have it here. Note, this VM instance specifications and pricing may differ from those in this example. Follow the walkthrough by choosing an instance that matches the example as closely as possible. Okay, so they're saying, yeah, don't worry about the exact match, but do the best you can. Set the billing option to pay as you go. So let's come back over here, and here is the pay as you go. So you can pay as you go. It's giving you average per month is $87. Okay, so if you buy this product for a full year, it's not even letting me to choose. Okay, usually when you maybe you have to use hybrid benefit first. No. Okay, so here it's not letting me choose pay anything else, but usually you would think that if you reserve your instance for 3 years or 1 year, this cost per month will come down. The another thing is, if you have on-prem licenses as well already available to you, you can use the Azure hybrid benefit. So if you don't use hybrid benefit, then it's going to cost you $83.80 a month. But if you use hybrid benefit, look at that, it brings down your cost a lot by $43. Let's come back over here. So we have set it up, and then Azure a month is defined as 730 hours. If the VM need to be available less, say 100%, 100% of the time, then you set the hours up to 730. This workflow example require VM to be available 50% of the time. So we can change uh, the 730 to half. Let's see, where can we change that? So here 730, so we don't really need 730. 50% of the time we want this to be available, so we can make it almost, so for 700 is 350, so say 365 is what we need. Okay, that many hours my VM needs to be online. I don't need to run this VM all the time, like maybe non-business hours or over the weekend we're not using the VM at all. So that is going to reduce the price. uh, Leave the number of VMs to one, and change that to 365. So that's what we did, 365 on one. And then billing, we have already selected pay as you go, and this we have done. On the managed OS disk space, modify the default VM storage configuration. Okay, so let's come back over here. So we have looked at this to, so manage disk. What do you want to use? Do you want to use standard HDD or standard SDD? Okay, so let's see what they're saying. Standard HDD with S301024 gigs. So S301024 gigs, that is the one I'm going to use. And how many disks that we need? Let me see, it's just one disk is enough. So there we go, we added a disk that we're going to use with the virtual machine. Come back over here, storage transactions. They're saying, hey, let's just use 10,000 units. unit of transaction, and every 10,000 units, this is per unit cost, and this is going to be your cost. So use 10,000 over here for storage transaction. It says 100 right now, so I'm going to change to 10,000, and that's the cost. Now next is the bandwidth. Now let's see if there's anything to add networking bandwidth to your estimate. Go to the top of the Azure Pricing Calculator, click networking in the product menu, click the bandwidth tile, and the bandwidth is added. So I don't think we need to do that anymore because bandwidth is already added in here. Okay, I already see bandwidth for this machine. So let's see how do we need to configure that one. So they're saying add a name to your VM bandwidth configuration. Okay, bandwidth Windows VM, and call it Northwick. North Europe Zone 1 outbound data transfer amount is 50 gigs. So come back over here, North Europe, and we need 50 gigs. So all I need to do change that to 50. Okay, so that's about it. And let's see, North Europe 50 looks good. Next, to add an application gateway. So this is now the first thing that is not there currently. So what we will need to do, we will need to go to networking at this time. Where is my networking? Come over here and just make sure that application gateway is not here. So I'm gonna go to networking, and I'm gonna add one application gateway, and now it's added. So you can go to the bottom. Here is your application gateway setting, and let's see, what do you need to do. You need North Europe basic type of application gateway and size small. So come over here, again, where's my North Europe again? North Europe basic is good, and size small is fine. Next is instances, only one instance, and we need 365 hours. Okay, to be operational. So one unit, and I need it for 365 hours. Now next is data processed. We are going to estimate our price based on 50 gigs of data processing. Okay, so that's 50. And outbound data transfer, there is also another important number, so we are going to use 50 gigs there as well. So that is going to be 50. Okay, so we got that. And with all that, now we just have to review our estimate. And let's come back over here. So review your estimate, that's $128. Okay, so here what they're saying, you can now have multiple options. You can save the report, you can export this. Okay, do you allow to download this export in an Excel format? You can say yes. It's going to download something. You can save this one, and if you want to save, you got to log in to your account, share your estimate. Okay, so let's come back over here, scroll to the bottom of the Azure pricing and estimate monthly cost, and then change the currency to euro and then export. So it looks like you can even change the currency over here to US dollar, to any other pricing, since we are in the Europe. So you can change that to euro and maybe do another export on it, and there we go. And I can look at this estimate from here, and it should open up your Excel and should tell you uh, the pricing in details, so that you are not looking at this web page. You have a document now that you can use, and maybe send it to your manager or whatever team you're working with. They need this pricing information. You can quickly send it to them. Here is your cost. So this is virtual machine. Okay, that's going to cost that much. Your application gateway, this is the cost. And for support, there is nothing needed. So that's the total cost for owning this machine, and it will have all the description, how you have configured the machine, how you have configured the application gateway. Okay, so that's pretty much it. And again, if you want to really save this cost, you can log in, and there is something over here, show dev testing pricing. So if you turn it on, let's see what happens. I haven't used this feature, I just noticed. So this probably give you a lower price because you're using a day for test pricing, right? So let's see, this is 89.11 versus what we had was above 100. We had 108. So that's something you can also make use and understand. If you have certain machines that you are not used for production, but you're doing your development work, you can definitely get your costing as per that requirement as well. Okay, so just understand what it is, how to use it, when to use it, how to save it, and as I said, let's you can log in. If you log in, you'll be able to save uh, this, and you can name it the way you like, and all that stuff. Good stuff. So that's about it. So I hope you have a good introduction to the pricing calculator and you know how to use it. If you like this video, give me a like. Subscribe to the channel for more videos in the future. And if you're studying for the exam, good luck. I'll see you in the next tissue calculator video. Thank you.